space, but ultimately Paper X has the site currently. Munchkin, though, happy to play off the first. Paper X now in for a bit of a triple, but what is that spray? Oh, he's getting the transfer, he's getting the last one as well! The Red Bull clutch! Munchkin devours Paper X in whole!
Looks like they're keeping that comp.
Yeah, PRX staying with that waylay with the breach Teo. It's a nice look to this map, but they have to have fixed their defender side mistakes.
Things up a little bit more. Now you've got to just deal with a lone Suggest. And that allows for, well, Forsaken to dive right in, but Suggest is able to deal with the pressure.
Going into a dark cover, front side, getting taken down, and Jing as well. And now, well, you'll have a bit of an answer back, but into a showstopper that goes a little bit lopsided. You're still stalled from getting in towards this B side. It's another. Yep.
Yeah, what happens when your car is stalled? Like, what do you do?
What do you do when your car's stalling? Already stalled? Well, I'll push in the clutch and I try and restart it, but I don't think Paper X is going to be able to restart something if you're out of gas.
Tried for the mid-round, you know, somewhat of a rotation into the B side, but even that gets sussed out by Gen G.
Hang on.
The only thing that can happen right now is Mind Freak with this Viper's Pit.
Good volley.
Good to slow them down, but the Steel Garden, that gives Gen G a bit more confidence into pushing straight in.
Gotta remember though, Viper's Pit, the day
Up
is
by
here.
the back. Spots up Munchkin though. Ooh!
Attempt, I gotta give it to him. You know, you start to get a little bit excited that maybe he'll be able to come with it. He technically did have the gas a little bit on the Viper. That one kind of played into itself. But the fundamentals from the very beginning for Gen G, you didn't really need to see Suggest move too much around the C site, right? I feel like here, Pilsky said it best. I think it was Suggest might look to do with it around this A site where you've got Mind Freak out in the open.
Whoa!
How is he able to get away with 2? Make it 3!
Further up front as well. Oh, but the Outlaw punches back. Suggest a bit of a trade. Ash trying to get ahead as well, but something will be able to deny that. For one, he gets the spike down. What's chapter 2?
I mean, the pessimist in me wants to say die, but
we'll see. He already has a little bit of information off of those utilities being thrown out. Ooh, but a bit of a dink that might have sealed the deal right there. Devi.
The A site, and I don't think you're really going to expect that if you are Gen G, though just the sharp duel.
From Paper X, but Gen G, they're making use of the space. They're holding downstairs, and that could allow them to do a little bit more damage. Forsaken, though, will look to get ahead.
Yep. Going for the plant, converted pass on in, combo a lot of this utility.
Refract as well. Convergent paths allows him to find the third. And Forsaken continuing to creep up front. Looks for a bit of support, and that's going to be another frag. Defi picks it up instead. Karon now trying to hold it all by himself, but Forsaken has everything.
Yeah.
And what could be one of their very last few buys. Gen G picks this up. It's going to be map point, so hopefully the stack helps them out. It's Forsaken up to the top of Rumble. Ooh, finds texture, but still the sprays from Karon over. He shrouded steps way past them, finds the quad! Mind Freak, you just feel so alone and cold right now. Gotta do everything.
And this Gen G at the moment has an idea of how they're wanting to play this map, right? They've done their homework, they've done their preparation, they're having some really good mid to late round calls, and even some great early calls. I mean, you know, Karon, right? Once upon a time a rookie. Goes now as well. Can you combo them with anything to ensure a kill, or are you just using them for the time? It has to be a little bit of the latter.
Not unless you can allow for Forsaken to get it somewhat, but Forsaken's pinned down by Texture on the A site. It's just down to Devi and his teammates to try to hold it off. Convergent paths, but no, it doesn't quite connect until Forsaken pushes up with Jing. 2-on-1, does Ash have it? Low HP, Jing gets destroyed. Forsaken now out from Baby Door, makes a bit of a footstep, out with a Phantom, goes for the spray, but Ash crouches down, finds the headshot, the triple in the round, and bringing us to the final destination on Lotus, 13-10.
MVP goes to Karon. I think the best player for Gen G in kickoff, undoubtedly, and in that opening series he had one pretty good map, and then he had one map where he was kind of struggling. So I think Karon, up and down, but still well and truly shows the potential to be the best controller in the league and can very much just win you a map when he's feeling himself. That crispy aim, the good old dot crosshair that always seems to hit the head, and the multi-frag potential, and positionally he's always just so sound. Like, he understands exactly where he is in the round and what he needs to do.
Neons are in. We're not getting raised on the Paper X side either.
Yeah, Gen G, I mean, Texture was fantastic on the Neon on Haven the other day. Suggest not so much on the Cypher, so hopefully he's feeling a little bit more comfortable going into this one, but they are playing Breach Tail instead of the Sova.
deal with some of those concerns early on. Wow, Rolling Thunder straight into the B site, but Forsaken has kind of gotten away because of that sprint. So back in towards the safety of Generator and Canteen, something will be able to find a spray through the smokes. And now for Karon to try to hold, he's able to find the microflick, snaps back onto a Texture, chiming in as well from Canteen. A little bit pinned down as well, Komodo. Still though, PaperX trying to reposition themselves into sight lines. Karon and Munchkin find the frags needed to put Gen.G on the board.
Spike will eventually come from Dish because I think even Munchkin got trapped by the shield wall, by the way. You go for the plant, but you've already got a PaperX to TR. That is ridiculous.
Just as you thought that they might have been able to get closer into the site, Karon into a deeper position, wipes the taste of blood off out of his mouth, and finds punches back against PaperX. A bit of a flashpoint as well, and all of a sudden, Jing needs to turn his crosshairs away off of contact now. Karon swinging as well. Divine needs to save.
Yeah.
Oh,
Not even gonna be
first eight could still get the spike
There's still an
down.
Armageddon though. You have to bait out this Armageddon. There's 10 seconds and it's just going to be thrown in.
Trying to get their way through. Armageddon now deployed. And with that, no spike plant found. Gen.G.
Well, the ultimate's being invested in that one as well, right? Orbital Strike, Armageddon, Steel Garden. A discussion now.
You might need a timeout off of that.
Oh, 100%. If you're not taking a timeout at this point in time, yeah.
But what do you say in this timeout? You got a minute. Surely you can't.
That, you know, this is the caliber of gameplay. Had they come out in the first week, would have been cool. Right now, though, a lot of utility around Arcade. No casualties just yet.
Until, you know, more flashes over. PaperX still looking a little bit antsy, trying to hunt down for some of these frags. Jing from the other end will be able to get that pinch up against two players. Texture, though, deep in towards tunnel, still looking to get his way out.
The problem is, Jing can just reset them yet again, more so than Karon, so you have to go for an aggressive peek. Mind Freak. 20 seconds, give it to me!
That would be huge for Gen.G now, wouldn't it? Something still close by. Finally being able to get detected, still finds that frag, and Jing off of the other side of the boxes finds Karon.
A different ending towards the round. Would you have been able to start to spam through the box? Look, I don't know. It didn't happen. And PaperX, the early idea of getting the early aggression towards Arcade, right? What did we just speak about? The beginning they've looked good in. It's the end that they've not really been able to finalize in those past couple of rounds where Gen.G were able to string them together. This time,
you know, some of these wraps, we've seen them from the past 2 rounds now on opposite ends of the map. Now, bit of a different pace, and it's a sudden peek out from Jing. Surely aware that Gen.G are trying to pull off the B split once again. The aftershock from something.
Yeah.
Forsaken now from the back, and all of a sudden Munchkin and Karon need to watch out for many angles, trying to backpedal themselves in towards tunnel, but PaperX just relentlessly chasing them down.
Try and get all the information. Well, it didn't really work out, right? A bit of a different look for PaperX because they're not really aggressively getting A main control this time. They're just going a little bit slower for it, clearing it out with the stealth strike too quickly. I mean, you've not tapped camera.
Yeah, and with that, just does allow for PaperX to truly get in. Suggest, unfortunately, a little bit of a ball being dropped. Still now, Munchkin very much so alive. Hit by the fault line though. Jing's trying to hunt him down. Up for the one-on-ones. Munchkin dances around the boxes, and something will be able to trudge forward with the shorty, but the Red Bull clutch found by Munchkin.
Get a good grasp on this defensive start from the beginning of the half. A couple back. You got Texture going in with the ultimate. He's on the relatively low HP, but I gotta wonder as well, right? On a map like Fracture, if you're playing a Cypher and you've got this really standard camera towards the north side, if you're not being proficient enough to check it whilst also layering in towards the side, I mean, getting snuck up on and stuff. Yeah.
Don't know what that song is called, but I know what you're talking about. Still though, next round comes up. PaperX not looking to slow down their pace whatsoever. Relay bolts from both sides, but now it's PaperX to go in for the quad peek. Munchkin gone. Ash out of position. Texture off to the other end to try to bail out his teammate. A double kill is not too bad, and that allows for Ash to refill that space. Re-peek once again. Suggest down from the top. Mind Freak trying to answer back in a one-on-one. Crouches. A bit of a tap, and Karon's down in the dirt. Training paying off for something. I mean, he didn't let go of that target, not a bit. Now PaperX peeling off, straight back in with the A hit. Mind Freak finds the first. Forsaken now in with the next. Overdrive as well. And Gen.G look to reclaim, but it's not quite happening, not yet. They do have the neural theft, so trying to take their time with things, keeping themselves together. Away
Time's
trying
ticking.
to play for the time of it. Yes, that's what that utility is for. Forces Gen G to reclaim space again, but back up towards tower. That's where PaperX are all playing around. Here comes the utility once more. Karon out of position, so uncomfortable, just to put PaperX back up on top of their own map pick. The final score on Fracture, 13-6.
Well, Jing is our MVP. Nice to see him back on the board again.
Seeing Jing across on the Teo, Devi on the Cypher, Mind Freak back onto the Omen.
Wow.
So they can't truly afford too much if they want to go for the Force Spy, but they are happy to triple swing in. Gate crash as well for Forsaken, and that's going to be Suggest rearing his sights. Does find the frag, now finds himself somewhat swarmed. Every PaperX player converging into his position.
Yeah, eventually Jing's going to have the salvos back online, but they're just going to line up for texture.
But ultimately for PaperX to try to find some taps, it's not quite going to go through. Salvo's in, something with the Marshall. Does find a bit of a tap. Oh wait, what? And Jiggy with the jump peek. Look at Mind Freak's, something's crosshair placement. Oh, he comes back into it! His trips allowing him to find a single pick. Armageddon deployed, allowing for Gen G to get the spike down safely. Drones out from PaperX though, and they're looking to play off of the timing of things. Devi with the flood back in, takes down Karon. Ash in around the cage though, finds the trades! It's a triple for the player, and it's just Mind Freak left. Suggest to close it out.
Is Ash and just doubling on down. That's a huge risk at the very beginning from Forsaken to go out by himself, by the way, so you might want to reel that in a little bit later on, or really now, right? Because for PaperX, you're trailing behind quite significantly. This defensive side is still plaguing them.
Namely that. Might give Gen G the 9-3. Salvos at least, just in case, but ultimately PaperX has the site currently. Munchkin though, happy to play off the first. PaperX now in for a bit of a triple, but what is that spray? Oh, he's getting the transfer, he's getting the last one as well! The Red Bull clutch! Munchkin devours PaperX in whole! Through a tight angle. Munchkin though, off that clutch from before, pulls out the pit, denies possible entry.
30 seconds.
Rears his crosshairs over to the top of heaven and finds the crucial double.
How has he found both there?
The rest of them all playing around the spike. Straight through the dark cover, and it's way too simple.
Step-up moments in those two, hasn't he? I mean, the beginning, that's a first blood for Forsaken, but then gets hungry for some more, traded out. Yeah, you got something stretching on towards Suggest, but I mean, when that pick goes down, it's just Munchkin, isn't it? 4 big kills. I mean, that Jing, that's rough. You've kind of just been accidental jumping in there, a little bit too close for comfort, so you know this is where the hit's coming down.
So a bit of information for Gen G, very well informed. Karon still in a great position to answer back. Spike dropped, and he still finds another. PaperX still trying to break their way out of this A-long position, but Texture with a single tap takes down Mind Freak. Devi might have slipped through, but still Karon left and unanswered.
Okay, Gen G, I mean, he's had something here. At the end of the day, there's still a core 3 dynamic on this roster with some world-class coaches. Sometimes that might just be enough. A little for PaperX. I mean, Divide down. Jet Texture. Oh, look at him. Just look at him.
Turns away off.
How is he still alive? How is he alive?
And going. Overdrive back in, and that's some damage done. PaperX trying to scramble for some defenses, but Karon's here again to deliver them to their doom. The final score of the series, 13-4. 13-4 on Haven.
And it's an immediate sinking feeling in your stomach of like, oh no, I can't believe that just happened. But Karon is taking on match MVP, thoroughly well deserved, and I think he played a fantastic series today. It looked like the Karon of old in a way, so very, very happy to see his return to form.